Space is unforgiving, a realm where the smallest mistake or the tiniest fragment of debris can mean the difference between life and death. This was a lesson the Shenzhou 20 crew would learn firsthand as they prepared for what should have been a routine return to Earth, their minds focused on the promise of home after months in orbit. Commander Tiangong and his crewmates had just wrapped up a successful mission aboard the Tiangong space station, conducting experiments and maintaining the outpost. Spirits were high, and the crew was eager to see their families again. But in space, tranquility can shatter in an instant. Without warning, a marble-sized piece of orbital debris, invisible and unstoppable, slammed into their return capsule at a velocity faster than a bullet. The impact was silent in the vacuum, but its effects were immediate and devastating. The capsule, their only ticket home, was now damaged, its integrity in question. Instantly, the mission's focus shifted. Science and exploration were replaced by a single, urgent priority: survival. Every second counted as the crew scrambled to assess the situation. Emergency protocols kicked in, both in orbit and on the ground. Mission Control in Beijing coordinated with the crew, running through checklists and contingency plans that had only ever been rehearsed. Commander Chen, now China's most experienced astronaut, took charge. He led his team through meticulous damage checks, relaying every detail to Mission Control, his calm under pressure inspiring confidence in his crewmates. Every sensor reading, every flicker on a control panel, became a lifeline. The crew monitored oxygen levels, hull pressure, and radiation exposure, knowing that even a minor leak could prove fatal. Around the world, space agencies and the public watched anxiously as news of the incident broke. The global space community was reminded once again that space always holds the upper hand, no matter how advanced our technology. For the Shenzhou 20 crew, the challenge was no longer about reaching the stars. It was about making it back to Earth alive, with every decision carrying the weight of survival. The incident underscored the razor-thin margin for error in human spaceflight. Even the best-prepared crews and the most robust spacecraft are vulnerable to the hazards of the cosmos. Now, stranded 400 kilometers above Earth, the fate of the Shenzhou 20 crew hung in the balance, a stark reminder that in space, every journey home is a triumph over the unknown. The crisis struck just as Tiangong's population doubled. Shenzhou 21's crew had arrived for a routine handover, turning 3 astronauts into 6. This overlap, meant for continuity, became a lifeline and a complication. 6 minds meant more expertise and hands for repairs, but also doubled the strain on life support and resources. Tiangong's systems, designed for 3, now faced accelerated consumption of food, water, and oxygen. The newcomers, expecting a smooth transition, were thrust into a rescue operation. Their own return capsule became a potential lifeboat. The station's crowded quarters added psychological stress, uniting all 6 in a fight for survival. The handover's excitement vanished, replaced by urgency and teamwork. Their fates were now inseparable, orbiting high above Earth. The Shenzhou 20 emergency is a symptom of a worsening problem: space debris. Earth's orbit is crowded with junk, spent rockets, dead satellites, and fragments from past collisions. Even a tiny object moving at 28,000 kilometers per hour can cripple a spacecraft. Anti-satellite tests and mega-constellations like Starlink add to the chaos, forcing stations to dodge debris. Both Tiangong and the ISS have suffered impacts, each a warning shot. The threat is no longer theoretical. It's a clear danger to human life in space. Global solutions are urgently needed: shared tracking, debris removal, and international cooperation. Without action, incidents like Shenzhou 20 will only become more common. On the ground, China's space agency responded with calm precision. The atmosphere inside Mission Control was tense but focused, as teams of engineers and flight directors quickly shifted into contingency mode. Every second counted, and every decision could mean the difference between a safe return and disaster. The planned landing of Shenzhou 20 was immediately postponed, giving experts time to conduct a full and thorough damage assessment. This delay was not taken lightly, as it meant the crew would remain in orbit longer than expected, but safety was the top priority. Engineers worked around the clock, poring over streams of telemetry and high-resolution images. They meticulously analyzed every piece of data, searching for clues about the extent of the damage and whether the capsule could be safely repaired in orbit. The best-case scenario involved sending astronauts on a spacewalk to patch the damage, if it was minor, and the repair could ensure a safe re-entry. Such a maneuver would require careful planning, specialized tools, and absolute confidence in the crew's training. If repairs proved impossible or too risky, the crew had another option. The Shenzhou 21 capsule, already docked at the station, could serve as a lifeboat. This would mean abandoning the current mission and returning home early, a difficult decision that would cut short months of preparation and scientific work. As a last resort, China could launch a brand new rescue craft from Earth. This would be a costly and complex operation, requiring rapid mobilization of resources and flawless execution, but it was a vital safety net that could not be overlooked. China's launch-on-demand capability mirrors the protocols used by the International Space Station, ensuring that a path home is always available for astronauts in distress. This readiness is a testament to years of planning and international cooperation. Each option carried its own risks and potential setbacks, from technical failures to the psychological toll on the crew. But through it all, astronaut safety remained the guiding principle behind every decision. The world watched closely as China weighed its choices, with news outlets and the public following every update. The incident became a test not only of technology, but of leadership and resolve. The crisis challenged the nation's resolve, uniting engineers, astronauts, and citizens in a shared determination to bring the crew home safely. In space, every contingency counts. The lessons learned from this ordeal would shape the future of China's space program for years to come. Shenzhou 20's crisis echoes recent spaceflight close calls. NASA's Frank Rubio was stranded on the ISS for over a year after a micrometeoroid crippled his Soyuz capsule. Boeing's Starliner crew faced a 9-month delay due to technical failures. Russian and American crews, alike, have faced life-threatening setbacks. These incidents prove no nation is immune to space's dangers. Each ordeal yields hard-won lessons in resilience and emergency response. In orbit, survival is a shared challenge, one that unites the global space community. The Shenzhou 20 emergency unfolds amid fierce competition in space. China's Tiangong rivals the aging ISS, while both nations race toward the moon. Commercial giants like SpaceX and Rocket Lab push innovation, crowding the skies further. National pride and strategic interests fuel the contest for orbital dominance. A successful rescue would showcase China's prowess. Needing help could be seen as weakness. International assistance is technically possible, if politics allow. A SpaceXDragon could dock with Tiangong, but only with the right hardware and political will. The crisis tests not just engineering, but diplomacy and trust. In space, cooperation and rivalry are never far apart. The world is watching to see which will prevail. As 6 astronauts and their ground teams race to solve the crisis, one truth stands out: cooperation is essential. In the unforgiving environment of space, where every second counts and every decision can mean the difference between life and death, working together is not just a choice, but a necessity. The challenges faced in orbit are too great for any one nation to tackle alone. In space, national rivalries fade when lives are at stake. The boundaries that divide us on Earth become irrelevant when survival depends on unity and trust. Astronauts from different backgrounds must rely on each other, forging bonds that transcend politics and borders. The ISS partnership has shown the power of shared protocols and mutual aid. Decades of collaboration have built a foundation of trust, allowing crews to respond swiftly and effectively to emergencies. This spirit of teamwork has led to scientific breakthroughs and life-saving innovations. With more players in orbit, universal safety standards and transparent data sharing are critical. As new nations and private companies join the space community, the need for clear communication and open cooperation grows ever more urgent. Standardized docking and rescue systems could save lives, regardless of nationality. When disaster strikes, the ability to connect spacecraft and share resources seamlessly can mean the difference between tragedy and triumph. A formal international rescue agreement would speed up help and cut through politics. By establishing clear protocols and commitments, we can ensure that aid arrives swiftly, no matter who is in need. When time is short, there's no room for posturing, only action. In moments of crisis, the only thing that matters is saving lives and bringing everyone home safely. The Shenzhou 20 ordeal is a call to build bridges, not walls, in orbit. It reminds us that our greatest achievements come when we set aside differences and work as one. Space exploration is a human endeavor, not just a national one. Every mission, every discovery, is a testament to what we can accomplish together. The courage of these astronauts reminds us, our destiny in space is shared. Their bravery and unity inspire us to look beyond our differences and imagine a future built on collaboration. In the darkness above, our brightest light is working together. Only by joining forces can we overcome the unknown and reach for the stars as one human family.